Imagine this for a moment. What if you could get just 1% better every single day? It sounds small, doesn't it? Almost insignificant. A single percentage point seems like a whisper in the wind, a drop in the ocean of your daily life. You might not even notice the change from one day to the next. It is easy to dismiss such tiny improvements as trivial, believing that real success requires massive, earth-shattering action. We are often taught to chase monumental breakthroughs, to seek out grand gestures that will transform our lives overnight. But what if the secret to profound and lasting change lies not in the earthquake, but in the subtle, consistent tremor of small daily adjustments? The truth is, these tiny improvements, these seemingly atomic changes, possess a hidden power. When they are allowed to compound over time, the results can be truly extraordinary. Think of it like financial interest. A small sum of money left to grow will eventually blossom into a fortune. In the same way, a small habit repeated consistently will accumulate into remarkable achievements. The 1% improvement each day is not just simple addition, it is exponential growth. Over a week, a month, or a year, these small gains build upon each other, creating a momentum that can carry you to heights you never thought possible. This is the fundamental principle that can reshape your entire life. Welcome to the world of atomic habits, a revolutionary framework meticulously developed by James Clear. This philosophy is not about the relentless pursuit of massive overnight transformations that often lead to burnout and disappointment. Instead, it is about understanding and harnessing the profound power of tiny, consistent actions. It is about recognizing how these small atomic habits can lead to remarkable results in every single area of your life, from your health and career to your relationships and personal growth. This is a system built on the science of human behavior, designed to work with your nature, not against it, making change feel natural and sustainable. In this deep dive, we will unlock the secrets of building good habits, and just as importantly, breaking the bad ones that hold you back. We will explore the practical, actionable strategies that form the core of this life-changing approach. Forget about relying on sheer willpower or fleeting motivation. Instead, we will learn how to design our environments and our routines to make success the path of least resistance. We are about to embark on a journey to understand the mechanics of our own behavior, giving you the tools to become the architect of your own life, one small habit at a time. The journey to a better you starts now. We often fall into the trap of believing that significant success requires significant action. We tell ourselves that to lose weight, we must start an intense, grueling workout regimen. To write a book, we must dedicate entire weekends to writing thousands of words. To learn a new skill, we must immerse ourselves in hours of study each day. While these ambitious goals are admirable, they often set us up for failure. The sheer magnitude of the task can be paralyzing, causing us to procrastinate or give up entirely when we don't see immediate, dramatic results. This all-or-nothing approach is a common pitfall on the road to self-improvement, leaving many feeling discouraged and stuck. The Atomic Habits framework offers a refreshing and far more effective alternative. It repositions our focus away from the monumental and towards the manageable. The core idea is that real, lasting change comes from the compound effect of hundreds of small decisions or atomic habits that we make every day. These are the tiny choices that, when repeated, accumulate to create incredible outcomes. It is the decision to take the stairs instead of the elevator. It is the choice to read one page of a book before bed. It is the act of putting on your running shoes, even if you only go for a short walk. These actions are the building blocks of remarkable lives. This guide is designed to be your companion in understanding and implementing this powerful system. We will move beyond vague resolutions and into the realm of concrete scientific principles. You will learn about the 4 laws of behavior change, a simple set of rules that you can apply to create good habits and eliminate bad ones. These laws are not abstract theories. They are practical tools designed to hack the fundamental loop that governs all human behavior. By making good habits obvious, attractive, easy, and satisfying, you create a system where positive change is not only possible, but almost inevitable. Over the next few minutes, we will unpack each component of this powerful framework. We will explore why focusing on your systems is more important than focusing on your goals. We will delve into the psychology behind why we do what we do and how we can use that knowledge to our advantage. This is more than just a collection of life hacks. It is a complete operating system for continuous improvement. Prepare to change the way you think about progress and success. the journey to achieving your goals and becoming the person you want to be begins not with a giant leap, but with a single, small, atomic step. In our society, we are conditioned to be relentlessly goal-oriented. From a young age, we are taught to set our sights on specific achievements, getting good grades, winning the championship, landing the dream job, or reaching a target weight. Goals provide direction and can push us forward, which is why they are so prevalent in our thinking about success. We believe that if we just set the right goal and want it badly enough, we will magically find the motivation to achieve it. This intense focus on the finish line, however, is a deeply flawed strategy for long-term progress, and James Clear compellingly challenges this conventional wisdom, pointing out its inherent limitations. One of the primary issues with a goals-first mentality is that it creates a win or lose binary. You either achieve your goal and feel a fleeting sense of success, or you fall short and are branded a failure. This approach can be incredibly detrimental to your mental well-being and motivation. Imagine a runner who trains for months, dedicating their life to a marathon. If they succeed, the happiness is temporary, and they are immediately left wondering, what's next? But if they get injured or miss their target time, the entire process is mentally framed as a complete failure, overshadowing all the progress and discipline they cultivated along the way. This all-or-nothing mindset ignores the value of the journey itself. Furthermore, goals are fundamentally at odds with long-term happiness and continuous improvement. When you are fixated on a goal, you are essentially telling yourself, I will be happy when I reach this milestone. This mindset postpones contentment and pins your satisfaction to a future event that you may or may not control. The process becomes a burden, an obstacle to overcome on your way to happiness. Once the goal is achieved, the purpose that drove you forward evaporates, often leading to a post-achievement slump. People who finally pay off their debt or finish a major project often find themselves reverting to old habits because the goal that motivated them is now gone. Perhaps the most significant flaw in focusing only on goals is that both winners and losers often share the exact same ambitions. Every athlete in the Olympics wants to win the gold medal. Every job applicant wants to get the position. If successful and unsuccessful people share the same goals, then the goal itself cannot be the primary factor that differentiates them. The true differentiator is not the ambition, but the consistent process of action that follows. It is the system of daily practice, refinement, and dedication that ultimately separates those who achieve from those who only dream. This is why we must shift our focus from the prize to the process. If goals are the destination, systems are the road that takes you there. James Clear defines a system as the collection of daily habits and processes that will ultimately lead you to your desired outcome. While a goal is a singular event, a system is the ongoing commitment you make to your own progress. For a writer, the goal is to publish a novel. The system is the daily writing schedule they follow without fail. For an entrepreneur, the goal is to build $1 million business. The system is their consistent process of testing products, marketing, and serving customers. It is this dedication to the process, not the obsession with the prize, that truly fosters remarkable results. The beauty of focusing on systems is that it allows you to fall in love with the process rather than just the outcome. When you commit to a system, you experience success every single time you execute your routine. You do not have to wait until you have lost 30 pounds to feel good about yourself. You can feel successful today simply by sticking to your plan of eating a healthy meal or going for a walk. This approach provides a continuous stream of feedback and satisfaction, which is essential for maintaining motivation over the long haul. It transforms the journey from a necessary evil into a rewarding experience in its own right, making consistency feel effortless. Moreover, building a robust system is what ensures your progress continues long after a specific goal has been met. Goals are temporary, but systems are designed for the long game. A person who runs a marathon and then stops training has only achieved a fleeting victory. But a person who builds a system of being a consistent runner will maintain their fitness for a lifetime, running many marathons along the way. The system is what survives beyond the finish line. By focusing on your systems, you are not just striving for a one-time achievement. You are building a lifestyle of continuous improvement that will serve you indefinitely. Ultimately, you do not rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. This is a crucial distinction. You can have the most ambitious and inspiring goals in the world, but without a solid system to support them, they will remain just that, Aspirations. Your willpower is finite and your motivation will inevitably wane. It is your system that takes over when inspiration fades. It is the bedrock of discipline that ensures you show up on the days you do not feel like it. Building a great system is the only reliable way to guarantee long-term progress and make your desired outcomes an inevitable consequence of your daily actions. The most transformative level of behavior change is about who you wish to become. James Clear introduces identity-based habits, flipping traditional goal setting. Focus on the person you want to be. The goal isn't to read a book, but to become a reader. Every action becomes a vote for the person you want to be. True behavior change is identity change. You stick with habits long-term because they become part of who you are. Cultivate a new identity in 2 steps. Decide who you want to be and prove it with small wins. Habits shape your desired identity. Every action shapes your self-image. They transform you from the inside out. Every habit, good or bad, follows a 4-step loop. Cue, craving, response, reward. The cue is a trigger like your phone buzzing or the smell of coffee that starts the loop. The craving is the desire the cue sparks. You don't crave the habit, but the feeling it gives you. The response is the action you take driven by that craving. The reward is the satisfaction you get, which teaches your brain to repeat the loop. Understanding this pattern is the first step to changing any habit. Master the loop and you master your behavior. Now that you know the habit loop, you can use the 4 laws of behavior change to shape your habits. Law 1. Make it obvious. Design your environment so cues for good habits are impossible to miss. Law 2. Make it attractive. Pair habits with things you enjoy to boost motivation. Law 3. Make it easy. Reduce friction so the habit is simple to start and maintain. Law 4. Make it satisfying. Ensure there's an immediate reward to reinforce the behavior. These laws turn good intentions into automatic routines. Use them to build habits that last. Change the laws, change your life. To break bad habits, invert the 4 laws. Make it invisible. Remove cues that trigger the habit. Make it unattractive. Focus on the negative consequences to kill the craving. Make it difficult. Increase friction so the habit is hard to do. Make it unsatisfying. Add immediate consequences to discourage the behavior. Don't rely on willpower. Redesign your environment and mindset. The less you see, want, or can easily do a bad habit, the less power it has. Break the loop. Break the habit. Your environment shapes your habits more than willpower ever could. Cues in your surroundings trigger actions, often without you realizing it. People with strong habits aren't more disciplined. They design spaces that make good choices obvious and easy. Want to practice guitar? Keep it visible. Want to drink more water? Put a bottle on your desk. Make cues for good habits stand out and you'll do them without thinking. Change your environment, change your behavior. The most powerful cues for habits are time and location. Attach new habits to a specific time and place. I will behavior at time in location. This is called an implementation intention. It removes guesswork and prompts action. Or use habit stacking. After current habit, I will new habit. Link new behaviors to routines you already have for seamless change. These strategies automate your actions, making habits feel natural. Don't wait for motivation. Program your habits into your day. Stack and schedule for success. Design your environment to support your goals. Dedicate specific spaces to single purposes to strengthen associations. Context-dependent behavior is a powerful tool. Avoid mixing contexts. If you lack multiple rooms, create zones within a single space. Break bad habits by making their cues invisible. It's easier to avoid temptation than resist it. Remove cues to prevent bad habits. Design your environment to make good habit cues obvious and bad habit cues invisible. Restructure your space to make the right choices easy. Prime your environment. Become the architect of your environment. Become the architect of your habits. Once a habit has been made obvious, the second law of behavior change is to make it attractive. Cravings are the powerful motivational force that drives all our behaviors. Our brains are wired to seek pleasure and rewards, and the more attractive an opportunity is, the more likely we are to pursue it. The expectation of a reward is what motivates us to get up and do something. By making our desired habits more attractive, we can harness this powerful neurological system to work in our favor. To break a bad habit, make it unattractive. The goal is to make the prospect of engaging in the behavior so unappealing that the urge to act simply withers away, making it easier to choose a better path. James Clear calls one of the most effective strategies for making your habits more attractive: temptation bundling. This strategy links an action you want to do with an action you need to do. The basic formula is simple. You only allow yourself to indulge in your want while performing your need. For example, maybe you love listening to your favorite podcast, but struggle to find the motivation to do your weekly laundry. Using temptation bundling, you would create a rule for yourself. I can only listen to my favorite podcast while folding laundry. The key is to be strict with the rule. The reward must only be available when performing the desired habit. You can even take this a step further by creating a habit stack combined with temptation bundling. The formula looks like this. After current habit, I will habit I need. After habit I need, I will habit I want. Humans are social creatures. We have a deep need to belong and to earn the respect of our peers. This influences our behavior, often without us realizing. We imitate the habits of those around us. Join a culture where your desired behavior is the norm. If your friends exercise together, you'll view it as fun. We absorb the mindsets of those we spend time with. The shared identity reinforces your personal goals. You're not just changing a habit, you're joining a tribe. Leverage social influence by choosing your communities. Want to read more? Join a book club? Want to get in shape? Join a fitness class. High standards pull you upwards. The desire to fit in encourages positive habits. Distance yourself from groups normalizing negative behavior. Spend time with those embodying your values. Find your tribe, and good habits become irresistible. We've made our new habit obvious and attractive. Now the act of actually doing it. The third law of behavior change: make it easy. We are drawn to the path of least resistance. The more energy an action requires, the less likely we are to perform it. The habit itself must feel manageable to become consistent. Make the initial action as easy and frictionless as possible. Remove friction from the user experience. The easier a good habit is, the more likely we will follow through. Inverted, this helps us break bad habits. Make it difficult. Add friction to undesirable actions. Make the path of least resistance lead to positive choices. One powerful way to make habits easy is the 2-minute rule. When starting a new habit, it should take less than 2 minutes. This isn't about results, it's about showing up. Starting is the hardest part. The 2-minute rule simplifies habits, making them easy to start. Read 30 pages becomes read 1 page. Go for a run becomes put on my shoes. Start small, build momentum, master the moments that shape your day. Become the type of person who shows up, even briefly. Consistency comes before intensity. Never miss a workout, even if it's just 2 minutes. The 2-minute rule builds a solid foundation, turning you into someone who takes action. Prime your environment by preparing your space to make future actions simple. Automate preparation in advance to reduce friction. Want a healthy breakfast? Chop vegetables the night before. Morning gym? Pack your bag and lay out clothes. Want a journal? Open it with a pen on top. Reduce steps to make good habits more likely. Make the path to good habits the easiest one. To break bad habits, unprime your environment. Watch less TV? Remove the remote's batteries. Eat less junk food. Store it inconveniently. Add friction to create a pause, giving you time to reconsider. The final law of behavior change is make it satisfying. This addresses the reward, the ultimate goal of every action. The first 3 laws increase the odds we perform a behavior, but make it satisfying increases the odds we repeat the behavior in the future. James Clear calls this the cardinal rule of behavior change. What is immediately rewarded is repeated. What is immediately punished is avoided. Our brains prioritize immediate gratification. To build good habits, inject immediate satisfaction into our routines. The feeling of pleasure teaches your brain the behavior was worthwhile. A small reward right after your habit can be more effective than a distant benefit. This closes the habit loop and creates a positive feedback cycle. The human brain isn't wired for delayed gratification. To build good habits, we need immediate positive reinforcement. This doesn't require huge treats, just satisfying reinforcement. The goal is a small feeling of success to conclude the habit loop, acting as a bridge while waiting for long-term benefits. Find rewards aligned with your desired identity. After a workout, enjoy a protein smoothie. Sticking to your budget, transfer money to savings. Reinforce the positive identity you're building. Acknowledge your success. This is a powerful form of satisfaction. To break bad habits, make them unsatisfying with immediate costs. Use an accountability partner. Pay them if you skip a workout, or create a habit contract outlining penalties. A habit tracker is a simple tool to measure whether you did a habit. It could be a calendar, a dedicated journal, or even a digital app. Each time you mark off a successful day, you get visual proof that you are making progress. You are creating a visual record of your hard work, making your progress tangible. As you see the chain of successful days grow longer, you become more motivated to keep it going. This creates the don't break the chain effect. A tracker provides cold, hard data, allowing you to make adjustments as needed. James Clear offers a simple but powerful rule: never miss twice. This simple tool leverages multiple laws of behavior change at once, making it one of the most powerful strategies for staying on track. One reason people give up on new habits is frustration when they don't see immediate results. We live in a world that celebrates overnight success and expect instant returns. This period of slow progress is the plateau of latent potential. It's the gap between effort and results. However, this perception is an illusion. The most powerful outcomes are always delayed. Your work is being stored. You are building a foundation of skills and discipline. The progress hasn't reached the critical threshold to become visible. Think of melting an ice cube. Then, at 0 degrees, a breakthrough occurs. The ice begins to melt. Your habits work the same way. Persist through the plateau, trusting your efforts are accumulating. Succeed by sticking with habits long enough to break through the plateau. Understand that the work is never wasted. It is vital to push through the plateau of latent potential because of the power of compounding. We often underestimate the long-term impact of small, consistent improvements. Getting just 1% better every day does not sound like much, but when you allow that tiny gain to compound upon itself over the course of a year, the results are staggering. A 1% daily improvement results in you being over 37 times better by the end of the year. Habits, like compound interest, deliver an exponential return. The small base you built in the early days becomes the foundation for explosive growth later on. This is why your systems are so much more important than your goals. You are ensuring that you keep putting in the reps, keep making the 1% improvements, and keep feeding the compounding machine. Your habits are the compound interest of self-improvement. You just need to commit to getting a little bit better every single day. Over time, these small deposits will grow into a fortune of success. Throughout this guide, we have explored the powerful and practical framework of atomic habits. We have learned that true, lasting change does not come from monumental, once-in-a-lifetime transformations, but from the cumulative effect of small, consistent daily actions. It is not about relying on fleeting motivation or superhuman willpower. It is about building robust systems that make success the path of least resistance. By understanding the science of how habits work, you gain the ability to become the architect of your own behavior, intentionally designing a life of continuous improvement and fulfillment. Your future is not determined by grand ambitions, but by the quality of your daily routines. We have unpacked the 4 laws of behavior change, a simple yet profound set of rules for engineering your habits. To build good habits, you must make them obvious, attractive, easy, and satisfying. By making the cues visible in your environment, making the process enjoyable, reducing the friction to get started, and providing an immediate sense of success, you create a system where positive change is not just possible, but inevitable. And by inverting these laws, making bad habits invisible, unattractive, difficult, and unsatisfying, you can systematically dismantle the negative patterns that have been holding you back from your full potential. Remember the core principles. Focus on systems, not just goals. Fall in love with the process of showing up every day. Strive to become the type of person you want to be, and let your habits be the evidence that proves your new identity. Be patient and trust in the power of compounding, knowing that your efforts are accumulating even when you are on the plateau of latent potential. The path to remarkable results is paved with small, seemingly insignificant choices that you make every single day. These are the atomic habits that will ultimately define the course of your life. The journey to a better version of yourself begins not tomorrow or next week, but right now, with a single atomic step. You do not have to overhaul your entire life overnight. Just choose one small thing. Make one tiny improvement. What is the one habit that, if you started today, could set a new trajectory for your future? Pick up that book and read one page. Put on your running shoes. Write one sentence. Start small, be consistent, and trust the process. Your journey to remarkable results has already begun. The only question left is, what small change will you make today?